The sunlight is brutal and I'm really squinting at the camera and my... Oh, that's not any better. This is horrible. Hopefully this turns out. If not, I'll re-record it. Okay, so I am recording a video just really quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this. I'm outside. You can probably hear the guinea hens in the background. Aren't those the ugliest birds you've ever seen in your whole life? They're very noisy too, so if you hear them... I've got horses over here neighing at me and goats over there and Hershey back there in the background too. See her dog. Farm life, right? My sister just recently purchased like 5 acres and her husband have bought a lot of property. I mean, have bought a lot of animals, so it's kind of fun out here. But I wanted to record a video really quick, even if I have to do it outside so that I have a better background than what's in her house, and explain some things. So one of my very first videos back in July of 2020, gosh, it was July of 2020. I think it was July. Anyways, one of my very first blended family videos was about nacho parenting, or the nacho method, or whatever you want to call it. And first and foremost, I owe an apology. I owe a really big apology. I published that video without a lot of information on the nacho parenting method, or the nacho method, or whatever you want to call it, or whatever Lori Sims calls it. Lori is the founder of Nacho Parenting. I think it's parenting. I know that somebody commented and said it's not a parenting method, but I think she calls it Nacho Parenting. I probably should have researched that first. Here come the guinea hens. Anyways, I talked a lot about the Nacho Parenting method, and I said a lot of things that weren't true. I didn't do my research. I don't have any excuses. And what's worse is I didn't take the video down when I realized that it wasn't true. Shortly after that video went live, Lori herself, the founder of Nacho Parenting, reached out to me and asked me to be a guest on their podcast. And I was. I will post the link to that below so that you guys can follow them and their podcast, and I'll post all of their resources down below here also, so you guys can get some more actual information on what the nacho method is and what that looks like for you and possibly your family. I said a couple of things that weren't true. One of them was that there was a book. I don't even know where that came from, because it's funny. I said in the podcast way back then that I can almost picture the cover of the book, and Lori was like, I never wrote a book. So I don't know if I was prophesying. Lori, you need to write a book. I don't know. Some of the things that I said about the nacho parenting method, though, still remain true. I don't think it would work in my family. I don't think that I could have nachoed Dwayne's kids, and I don't think I would have appreciated it if he did mine. If you don't know what that means, basically it means nacho kid, nacho problem. While you still have a parenting role in your home and you still have authority in your home, the day-to-day activities and the punishments of the children is left up to the biological parents. And I have to tell you, the more that I coach and the more that I counsel other blended families, I can see some value in it. I have seen some instances where truly the non-biological parent needs to take a step back and let the parent parent. Does that make sense? I think that we have to be very careful with this. I think that there's times when we can really blow it as step-parents, and I think I'm evidence of that. I made some mistakes when we first blended, and I wish that I would have had some of the tools and tricks to be able to I wish that I would have had some of the tools and tricks that Lori talks about to be able to take a step back from Dwayne and the day-to-day parenting. There were times when I was authoritative and I wasn't submissive to what Dwayne wanted, and they were his kids. So that was a struggle for sure, and I probably would have really benefited from some of the things that Lori teaches. I did mention in the original video that it can be damaging to kids. I think that a lot of kids in our situation in blended family marriages and blended family situations already feel abandonment. So to just flippantly say, they're not my children, I'm not going to discipline them, I'm not going to parent them, can be really damaging. So I stand by that, but at the same time, I definitely think there are some things that Lori teaches that are so valuable to every situation. And I am repenting. I am publicly saying I'm sorry that I didn't do my research, that I didn't reach out to Lori before publishing a video that was pretty controversial, and rightfully so. after the video went out, and even after I talked to Lori, I was still pushing the video a little bit because I really wanted people to understand more about what the Nacho system was. But that wasn't fair to Lori and the true Nacho parenting method, because it was false information that I was still putting out there. So I guess I'm just trying to say I was wrong, and I'm sorry I didn't do more research on the method before I just jumped to conclusions. I wish that I would have. I have since taken that video off. You can no longer find it on my channel. It's not public anymore for viewing. If you have seen it, I hope that you take this into consideration and truly do your research and check out Lori and her husband. They're so sweet, and they really have a heart for helping blended families, especially when it comes to navigating the difficulties that you've experienced with parenting. And I would really encourage you to go check her out. Follow her podcast, follow her on all of the social medias. I'll link that down below. I'll link her website down below so you can find her and follow her to be able to get some help when it comes to navigating those treacherous waters and we all need it, right? We all need the help and support from other people, and especially I think from a Christian standpoint, we weren't meant to live in community. So I told you that on this channel we're going to be doing some I'm still going to be doing some blended family coaching here. I'm going to be giving some resources and tips and tricks on how to make your blended family marriage more successful, how to break some generational curses there, and bless your children. And this was the first video that I had to put out as I'm jumping back into more coaching videos and blended family marriage videos, because I just needed to repent about that and let Lori know publicly that I'm sorry. I had a misrepresentation of what it was, and that video got a lot of views. It really did, and I hope that this one does just as well, because I want to point everybody back to Lori. I've been spending a lot of time writing, and I'm so excited to share that with you guys. If you want to watch me with that, please subscribe to this channel. We've got a big virtual wives retreat coming up in May, so follow that for details. I had the pleasure of doing a Facebook Live this week and talking about the workshop that I put together for that, and it was awesome. I'm so excited for that workshop. So I've been doing a lot of writing. I am so excited to share that with you guys. I've just been so blessed with how to use your senses to grow in intimacy with God and your spouse. And it's just been such an amazing venture for that. And I've been doing that. If you watched my last video, you'll see that I'm writing about 2,000 words a day. And I haven't been super strict with the other things that I said I was going to be on my video. A video about that will come out on Tuesday, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. Make sure you subscribe, share with a friend that maybe needs some support and love in their blended family, so that they can follow not only myself, but other resources that I'm going to share on my channel, like Lori and the Nacho method. So again, I just want to reiterate, Lori, I am so sorry. I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me for putting out false information about who you are and about your ministry. And I am excited to see how many blended families you have helped in your journey. And so we'll see you next time.